Okay, what I want to show you is how I quickly add vegetables to an egg scramble and add them in a way that you can barely even tell they're there. So I start with a bag of steam fresh, and in this case I've got broccoli and cauliflower. Now there are a total of 3.5 cups of vegetables in this entire bag. So what you do is you're going to take the bag, you're going to turn it over like this, and then you're going to stick it in one of these. You're going to microwave it for 4 minutes. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so I'm getting ready to take it out. You can see the bag is all puffed up. You also see on the bag, pay attention to the corners. It'll tell you where to pick it up. So I'm just going to show you, just wanted to say that on video so you always pick it up right so you don't get burned. I'm going to take it out of here. I'm going to tear it open and I'm going to put it in a food processor. I'll show you that next. Okay, this is just a Cuisinart food processor. And so I've just dumped the bag right in there. And I'm going to put the lid on it, get it on, and I'm just going to let it spin it down and put it into a really a fine texture. That's all I'm going to do. Give me that. Give me just a second and I'll do that. That's going to be it. So you can see that's the texture of it. So now that these are microwaved and they are finely chopped, when I add these to the pan, you're going to see what I do with that in just a minute. By the time they're in the eggs, they're you can't even really tell that you've got vegetables. I mean, it adds a little different flavor, but not a lot, and it's not overwhelming. Okay, so what I do is I add to the pan first a tablespoon of virgin coconut oil. All right, so it's a little bit of healthy fat there. So I've got a tablespoon, a measured tablespoon, and add that to the pan. And I'm going to let that just melt. Once that melts, then I'm going to add the veggies. Okay, so I'm going to use a spatula like this. I'm going to take about half of what's in the food processor. I'm going to take half of the entire thing. So there's about 3.5 cups in the entire bag. So I'm going to have 1.75 cups of vegetables. And I'm going to put half into the pan. I'm going to do that now. I'm going to just scoop it out. Okay, so you see what's going on here. It's kind of a medium-high heat. I'm going to stir it around, and I'm going to let the vegetables kind of absorb those healthy fats. And while that's going on, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of garlic salt. Like that. Okay, so I'm going to let this go for a bit, and I'm going to stir it around, make sure it gets all nice and absorbed and all that good stuff. And I'm going to cover it with a lid a little bit too. And I'm going to let it, get to the point where the vegetables get just a little bit translucent, but I want it to absorb some of the coconut flavor. I want the vegetables to kind of just get the overall flavor from just kind of marinating in that coconut oil and just the flavor it gets from just being cooked a little bit. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add the eggs. Now the total time on this whole marinating or sauteing process is really only a couple minutes, 3 at the most. And I'm going to put egg whites and a whole egg in a shaker cup, get it mixed up, and then I'm going to pour that in, and this thing's going to be ready to go. While the vegetables are sauteing, I'm going to take this liquid egg whites. It's a pasteurized product. I'm going to use 1.75 cups, 1 3/4 cups to give myself about 45 or 50 grams of protein. Again, I'm a male, so if you're a female, you're going to use less. Measure accordingly for what you need. But I'm going to use 1.75 cups of whites, and I'm going to add 1 whole egg. And the reason I'm going to use a lot of whites, but I'm still going to use a whole egg, is I'll get some healthy fats and other nutritive properties from the whole egg, but I want volume. That's one of the reasons I add vegetables, and it's one of the reasons I'm definitely going to use egg whites, is by using egg whites, we get very few calories overall, and compared to a whole egg, and we're going to get volume. Our stomachs are really bad at math, and they're really good at volume. So we want to have a lot of volume without a lot of calories. So that's what I'm going to do next. So 1.75 cups of egg whites, and I'm going to put in an egg, and then I'm going to shake it up. I'll show you that. Okay, so in this egg mixture, I've got the egg whites. I've cracked 1 whole egg, and I've stuck that in there. Now this is a blender bottle. I'm going to stick the little blender thing. Okay, I've got the egg whites in there. I've got a whole egg in there. I stuck the blender shaker thing in there so that when I shake this up, it's going to mix up all the eggs, and I'll do that next. Okay, so the vegetables have cooked a little bit, sauteed. Now I'm going to use the blender bottle and just pour in the egg whites in the whole egg mixture. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to stir it around. And don't you just love the professional quality of this video? So anyway, I'm just going to stir this all around, let it cook. This is only going to take about 2 minutes. And when it's done, I'm going to pull it out, and I'm going to have a really nice quality protein, healthy fat, nice volume, 1 3/4 cups of vegetables, breakfast. And in all, something to keep in mind too is, once you do the veggie thing, a lot of times I'll do 2 packages of veggies at once instead of just 1. That way I have 4 servings of vegetables. And then I'll store the vegetables in, a glass container in the refrigerator, so that when I want to do my eggs in the morning, I don't even have to do the microwaved eggs. I only do that, a couple times a week, and that way I don't have to take any time for that. All in, heating up the pan, doing it this way. If your vegetables are already ready to go, you're looking at 5 to 7 minutes. And you know what? We ought to be able to take enough time in the morning for a breakfast like this. 5 to 7 minutes is just not asking too much. So do your vegetables ahead of time, store them, pull them out, get them ready to use, and have a really, really healthy breakfast. Talk to you later. This is Dave Greenwalt with Leanness Lifestyle University. Bye for now.